Sir, can I come in? Morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Please.
Thank you, sir.
So, Sakshi,
Yes, sir.
right from the Switzerland of MP to this interview board,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, how do you find Delhi weather?
So it's very extreme.
Very extreme.
Yes, sir.
Why? Is it because of the fog and smoke or cold?
So it's either too cold here or either too warm always. It's never on the moderate side.
Never on the moderate side.
Yes.
But we look for a bureaucrat who is moderate.
Yes, sir. I am moderate.
You claim that you are moderate. Okay. So, tell us something about yourself.
So, I'm Sakshi. I have done my graduation in political science and international relations from University of Delhi, and since then I've been preparing for civil services.
So, it's been 4 years. So, how many attempts and how has been the journey so far?
Sir, the journey has been full of ups and downs. I started preparing right after college. I was a little misguided after that, but then I got the right mentorship, and I came in for the. I have given 3 attempts since then.
Okay. No. And this is your first interview?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And mocks?
Mocks. This would be my first mock, sir.
This is also your first mock. All right. Interesting. Good. And your subject is PSIR, obviously UGB. Well, Bangladesh has just concluded their elections,
Yes, sir.
right? And it was a total sweep by the AL,
Yes,
the Awami League, right? How many seats out of 300?
Sorry, sir. I can't recall right now.
Okay. Okay, 223 out of 300 and 63 by their alliance partners.
Yes, sir.
So they left pretty much only 15 seats to other candidates. The opposition boycotted, complete boycott. Last elections there was 80% turnout.
Yes, sir.
This year it was 40%.
Yes, sir.
Do you think it is democracy at its best?
So definitely, without the participation of the opposition, we can't say that it was democracy at its best, because democracy has all sides on the elections. But they actually invited international representatives to watch their electoral system. So I think the elections were pretty fine. Like.
So you mean to say that the ruling party arrests or puts people under house arrest, slaps criminal cases against them left, right, and center, makes them boycott, they field their own candidates and as independent candidates, then invite all the global bodies to come and watch the kind of peaceful election they have had. Is it not a facade? You have 7,000 Ansar boots, the military boots on ground, 7 lakh boots on ground to quell any opposition. Do you think it is a fair election and a fair democracy? Their only Nobel laureate arrested and convicted?
Yes, so I think yes, so they should have ensured that equal participation of all parties democratically, and I think this could have been avoided. The house arrests of several members.
On the other side, I would say the US was trying to hobnob with the main opposition party. Was it also democratic on their part, being the second, being the one of the largest functioning democracies in the world?
So I feel it is not fine to interfere in the internal process of a democratic country itself on the part of the US, and so that's what I feel. So.
All right. Okay. You write on gender issues.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Recently, there has been a debate raging in the country
Yes.
about the age of consent.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Please share with your thoughts on that.
So the government is considering to change the age of consent to 21 years for women as well, girls as well, instead of 18, so as to promote gender equality in marriage.
Are you sure about that?
I think so, sir.
Your High Court, your High Court has asked for downward revision of the age of consent.
Sorry, so age of consent is like they're considering it to change it to 14, I guess, instead of 18 in under the
Sakshi,
POSCO
you
Act.
better read on this.
Sorry, sir.
When you say gender issues,
Yes, sir.
this is a critical thing.
Yes, sir.
And should sexuality be attached with marriage?
So, when we talk in legal terms, I think the law has to look forward to all the aspects of marriage, which involves sexuality as well. And so it becomes central to issues of marital rape and other issues as
No,
well.
that's fine. But sexuality,
Yes, sir.
does it? Do people have to be in the institution of marriage to to have sex?
Not necessarily, sir. But when we are discussing the issues of marriage, sexuality forms a part, especially definitely if parties are at consent, even with or without the marriage, I feel.
You feel it should be allowed. And what is the age that, again, coming back to that question, what should be the age of consent? Appropriate age of consent for women, for girls?
So it depends on societies.
We are in India, so
Yes, sir.
it's not a different society. Your
Yes, sir.
society is my society.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think should be the age?
So I
When a
think
girl is mature enough to understand the implications.
so legally, I think 16 can be a fine age because under POXO we saw even consensual acts were not being recognized because they were being considered as if the girl was being forced, which is not right on the other gender as well. So I feel it can be 16 for both.
So, my final question.
Yes, sir.
What is the age of consent under POXO?
So right now, sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Thank you.
Have you read morning newspaper?
No, sir, I've been.
Okay, our Prime Minister
Transit.
visited some place. The pictures will
Yes, sir. Yes,
Which
sir.
place and what was the
Lakshadweep.
importance?
Sorry, sir.
Which place he has visited and why and what was the importance of visiting that place at this point of time?
So recently we've been in controversy over the Maldives. So the Prime Minister visited Lakshadweep Islands to promote the tourism of Lakshadweep per se and the development plan that they're promoting.
Okay. Do you think it will have the impact which is wanted to create?
Definitely, sir. I think it will have great. It will unlock great opportunities for the island, and it'll be great for India's tourism as well.
Okay. Have you heard the word de-dollarization?
Yes, sir.
What is de-dollarization?
So de-dollarization is basically countries moving away from dollar and shifting to other global currencies, including the Indian rupee.
What are the challenges and is it possible to move away from dollar in near term?
So it's definitely possible to move away from dollar dominated world, but it'll take some longer time because currently dollar is the international currency, most globally accepted currency. The problems can be that of acceptance and the so that's what comes to
What are
mind.
the ingredients for a currency to become equivalent to dollar something?
Yeah, so it has
What
to
does
be.
currency should have?
Yeah, so it should be internationally easily convertible. That is the prerequisite. There should not be constraints in converting the currency to one's own currency. And other than that, so it should be available, and it should be stable in the global economy.
Can rupee become sometimes replace the dollar?
So
How it can replace the dollar? When and how?
can you please repeat your question?
Can rupee replace the dollar?
So rupee can replace the dollar in the long run once we shift to full capital account convertibility and
With Russia, we had agreement for buying oil with rupee.
yes, sir.
Now they refuse. They say we don't want rupees.
So that is because there's a trade deficit from on our side. We have been paying around close to $23 billion for oil, and instead their imports are not as much from India, which is why they're facing an issue. But in the longer run, if we improve our trade balances, I think that won't be an issue, sir.
Acha, have you heard a statement of Prime Minister of Italy some time back, which made headlines all over the world?
I can't recall, sir.
Is you seeing any change in the Europe's mindset of regarding the migration or immigration things, and why it has come to this level?
Sorry, sir, I can't recall.
You don't have any idea.
I can't recall, sir. Sorry.
Any changes in immigration policies and migration policies they are trying to change and all? Due to some reason, some apprehension, what are their fears?
Sorry, sir, I can't recall.
No idea. Okay. Parliament has passed 3 laws, criminal laws. What are those laws and what are the, tell me some salient features, few changes which have been made?
Yes, sir. Parliament has passed a telegraph. There's replaced the Telegraph Act, and the other one is for post office amendment bill, and the 3 Nyaya Samhitas.
So 3 criminal bills. What are the major changes, highlights you can point out? Few.
Sorry, sir, I can't recall.
You have not said anything? No, or not even one. Okay, okay. I can come to different topic. NCRT changed some history textbooks some time past. There was arguments on both sides. Do you think it is right to rewrite the history?
So I think history has always been captured by different narratives. So even if we rewrite history, the intent should be to capture as many narratives around it as possible, so as to give a wide view of the history to the reader per se.
What NCRT has done was right. What they have done?
So NCRT has changed certain provisions regarding
Some provision, tell me which few provisions, few things which they have changed.
So I can't recall exactly, but like they have changed in the Rajasthan textbook that I last read.
No, the argument was that some events were given undue more importance, some events were deliberately given the lesser importance. So what were the events they are highlighting? 1 or 2 events you can tell? 1 or 2 personalities you can tell?
So they highlighted regarding Dr. Veer Savarkar. They
Highlighted or
had
not highlighted?
highlighted.
Okay. In what context they highlighted was? Who?
So I guess regarding the War of Independence 18.
Earlier history books highlighted or later it changes as highlighted?
So they've highlighted it now, I guess.
Highlighted
Sorry,
it
sir.
now.
Yes, sir.
Any other thing you can recall?
That's all I can recall, sir. Sorry.
Anything on chapters on Mughals, some Mughal?
Sorry, sir, I can't recall.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sakshi, your father is in business.
Yes,
What
sir.
business he has?
So he's a shopkeeper, and we have 3 shops in the main market.
Shop, what?
General store, sir.
General stores.
Yes, sir.
So this, the general stores, there's a lot of complaint from the small businessmen that these aggregators, example, Amazon or Big Basket, they are eating into their markets.
Yes, sir.
And their profits are declining. How much you agree with that?
So it is true to some extent, because the small shopkeepers are not able to sell and purchase on that bigger scale as Amazon does, and they're not able to give the deep discounts that they're infamous for, the big businesses. So I think they are losing out on the competition a little.
So these aggregators, they are also losing out or no?
Uh, so the aggregators are not losing out as much, but the small shopkeepers are independently purchasing are at a disadvantage.
Do you recall any aggregator who is in the profits?
Sorry, nothing comes to mind.
What could be the reason that shopkeepers are also losing and these aggregators are losing? So who is benefiting? How this economics is working?
Sorry, I can't recall.
Uh, you have your subject is political science.
Yes, sir.
Tell me this. There's a lot of talk nowadays about the Supreme. We have this legislature, executive, Supreme Court, and the press.
Yes, sir.
As the four pillars of the society or the constitution system. Now a lot of talk is going on the Supreme Court overstepping the boundaries. On the other hand, Supreme Court says that the executive is not exercising his functions.
Okay, sir.
What do you think? What is the reason for this, and who is correct?
So I feel the executive is acting on its part, but at the same time, there are some issues that are politically very much that the legislatures cannot actually step out of their comfort zone because of the vote bank issues and others. So the judiciary is not directly responsible to the society. So they, in order to take progressive steps, sometimes the judiciary has been said that it goes out of its boundary and fulfills the role of the others.
But do you feel, as a student of political science, that Supreme Court overstepping its boundaries without any responsibility, is it in the interest of the society in the long run?
So till now, the judgments that the Supreme Court has given have been in the interest of the society at large. And so the Constitution also says that in Article 13, and it gives judicial activism its right place in the Constitution. So
First of all, there is no concept of judicial activism in the Constitution.
no, so not sorry, sir.
And Article 32, you're quoting is wrong, it's Article 32, you're talking the writ jurisdiction. Coming to this, that palatable, we're talking unpalatable decisions and palatable decisions or actions.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it the responsibility of the executive or the people? Because the executive has come into power or the government has come into power on the basis of the popular vote.
Yes, sir.
So, actions which are being taken by the government, isn't it the reflection of the people who have voted them? So, how the Supreme Court can get the mandate to exercise the powers which are not given?
So the mandate rightfully belongs to the executive and the legislature, and they are a true reflection of the society. But judiciary also forms a part of the state, according to Article 13 and 32. They have been so for most legislations that the executive, there is a void in case of law. That is where the judiciary's part comes in. That's what I comment.
Okay. See, your hobbies, you have a very interesting hobby or extra curricular activity.
Yes, sir.
That you do this geopolitical development only in the region of Indo-Pacific. Any particular reason you have chosen this area?
So more recently, Indo-Pacific, it feels like in the Indo-Pacific region, the world is coming closer with the Chinese rise, with the US interest and the change of policy from Asia-Pacific to Indo-Pacific, so as to include the broader region. I think the more the recent changes and the future changes that will come will be in this region, sir.
So that is why it has piqued your interest in this area.
Yes, sir, it has become more interesting.
And you said that you have written some research articles, right,
Yes.
on women-centric issues. Am I right?
Articles, yes, sir.
What kind of articles? When you say women-centric, can you give some examples? What articles?
So I wrote one on marital rape, the other one was on dowry.
Was it published?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sakshi,
Yes, sir.
you have studied politics. You have given PSIR as your optional subject. Logically speaking, foreign service should be your first choice.
Right, sir. So
Why
it was based on a personal choice. I wanted to stay in India and closer to my parents. So it's based on that.
You said that you were wrongly guided. What was the wrong guidance that was given to you?
So actually I started my preparation. I went back home due to COVID. So the online guidance, I was not getting a direction. I was reading all the material that was available online. That I ended up losing a lot of my time. So
I find you cheerful only now. Till now, you have been absolutely lifeless in your entrance, in your appearance. It was a too long a wait outside.
no, so that is not the case.
Okay. I think you should perk up a little bit for the main interview or other interviews from now onwards. There is a country where women are dominating politics. Which is this country?
So I guess New Zealand,
Okay. Nearer home.
nearer home. Sorry, sir, I can't recall.
Bangladesh.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Both the major political parties have women.
Yes, sir.
Considering that the religion there is Islam, which is traditionally against women's freedom, why do you think this is happening in Bangladesh?
Sir, Islam I don't think is against women's freedom, but things are changing, I think, for women in general across the world due to globalization also. So women have taken a larger role in the Bangladeshi economy as well. So definitely they're finding their way in the politics.
Or is it due to their heritage?
Yes, sir. The founding father of the current prime minister.
Okay, I'll leave it here. You know about Quad?
Yes, sir.
Why is Indonesia against Quad?
So Indonesia, I think it's probably because sorry, sir. So I think the ASEAN has been conscious about because they're small island states, their interest may be forgotten in the longer run in the superpower rivalry in the upcoming
Indonesia, you
rivalry.
said, is a small island?
No, so it's a developing state.
You know the geography of Indonesia?
Yes, sir.
Tell me its position in the world in terms of population.
So it's the fourth largest Muslim country.
Fourth largest country in the world.
Yes, sir.
Biggest Muslim country.
Yes, sir.
And you know how many islands it owns?
So 2 islands.
Indonesia,
Yes, sir.
17,000 islands.
Okay, sir. I'll have to read on that.
I think you need to, because you are interested in Indo-Pacific,
Yes,
you need to learn more about this.
Yes.
And you have still not answered me the question, why is Indonesia opposed to Quad?
So I'll have to read on that.
Okay. What is the reason that India considers Indonesia as, Indo-Pacific as its backwaters?
So because Indian Ocean has a lot of our interest in terms of the economically, most of our goods are transported through the.
Not our goods.
Yes, sir.
Our goods don't go in that direction too much.
Yes, sir. The Malacca Strait and others
But
region.
our
And
goods don't go that side. Chinese goods come this side.
yes, sir.
And Chinese goods go that side. But our goods don't go too much. Why? What is the historical significance? Can you recall something?
Sorry,
How
sir.
about Chola dynasty?
Yes, sir. Chola dynasty had its relations with Sri Lanka and Maldives.
And
Maldives, sir.
Chola dynasty?
And through it went, all our goods went to the Middle East.
Chola dynasty had its biggest army in the world at that time.
Yes, sir.
And that was for Indo-Pacific.
Right, sir.
Okay?
Right, sir.
Last question. You write poetry.
Yes, sir.
Tell me 4 lines of your recent poetry.
So, sure. It's a poetry on a adopted girl child.
Yeah.
I'm a borrowed sin, borrowed because I'll never be completely hers, never complete enough. I'm an uncelebrated victory. They somehow convince me I'm not. I am the carver's most favorite piece discarded from a gallery. I'm not. I am a museum of underrated art celebrating the world's victories.
Wonderful lines. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Really wonderful lines. Good evening, Sakshi.
Good evening, sir.
You come from Sagar district.
Yes, sir.
Sir also remarked as a Switzerland of MP. Why it is called so?
Sorry, sir, I can't recall.
Okay. Why there has been less startups and businesses from Madhya Pradesh?
So, because primarily MP has been dominated by agriculture, 50% of the economy is dependent on agriculture. So, which is why we have not been able to work so much on the startup culture, but we are coming up with schemes for in that matter.
If you were given the chance to promote startups and business development in
Yes, sir.
Madhya Pradesh, what things will you do?
So I would promote the minor forest produce of the tribals, because tribals constitute a large part of the population. So minor forest produce such as the leather goods and leather toys of MP are very famous, and other wood crafts are also famous. Chanderi silk sarees and others. We can capitalize on that.
Okay, interesting. In your scholarship medals section, you have written DAV volleyball team captain.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what's two finger sign in the volleyball?
Two finger sign. I can't recall, sir.
Okay. You played for
Yes, sir.
volleyball, and you played it on the district level. Interesting. Now coming other thing, you have written women-centric issues, writing poetry and articles on women-centric issue. Why women?
So I think poetry is reflective of what we have been through in the world. The idea was not to write specially for women, but since most of my experience have been centered around that, so I write around women.
Okay, what is feminism?
So feminism is the equality of all the sexes.
Can you name any few feminist poets you follow?
So poets Rupi Kaur.
Okay.
So so that's all.
Okay. And what do you think of theory of labelism?
Sorry, sir.
Theory of labelism. Do you think being a feminist is also a label? Do you think that?
So I don't agree with that. I think it's not a label. It's the hardships that the women have gone through for the longest time to bring women at the center stage. It is labeled so because so as to consciously organize and tell people about the purpose it seeks to follow, but it also admits that equality, it stands for equality of both the sexes.
Sakshi, can you tell me some women-centric issues from your home area?
Sure, sir. So there's domestic violence. There's also so intersectional feminism talks about the poor and the underprivileged women have to go through more than one forms of violence and deprivations, and so the care economy also talks about the issues of women. The women of the tribal area are underpaid. So there's that. So.
Do you think a upper caste woman is more privileged than a Dalit man?
I differ. So I think an upper caste woman, even
Can
though...
you please give me an elaborative answer on this?
Sure, sir. Sir, an upper caste woman, although a woman has all the resources, but at the same time, she's told that there is less requirement of her in the business according to the society's constructs. Her job is seen as a not as a necessity but more as a want, liking towards the job. So I think a woman also, the upper caste woman also faces other issues, not same as the Dalit man probably, but I don't think she's more empowered than the Dalit man. So
Okay, Sakshi. Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Wait. We didn't pester you at all.
Yes, sir.
You were running away, bolting out of this room.
Yes, sir.
Why so?
No, sir, that's not the case. This is my
Okay.
first mock. I'm not
Okay.
prepared.
No, we are just done. We have a formal interaction with you.
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't you like to know the feedback?
So I was just going to bring my diary so that I can jot down.
Okay, but you can make mental notes. We are not going to write a thesis here.
And I suppose you'll get a video.
Yes.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
feedbacks form also.
And everything will be from that.
Right, sir.
Right? Okay, this is your first interview, first mock.
Yes, sir.
So one can understand there will be anxiety on your face, and as he said, he found you lifeless. But yes, this way you can do a lot better, and you will be more convincing if you smile,
Yes, sir.
right? And since it is your first, you will be apprehensive about it, but so well taken, and that's why the mocks are there. The
Yes,
mocks
sir.
prepare you for lifelike situation
Yes, sir.
and the actual interview that you face. So, the questions that generally would be asked will come from your DAF,
Yes, sir.
and we stuck to the DAF,
Yes, sir.
your options, your interests, your hobbies. We didn't go beyond it,
Right, sir.
right? So this is how the board, actual board will also be fair.
Right, sir.
And when you talk about that you write on gender issues and women-related issues, there will be more pointed questions.
Right, sir.
And the crime against women, recently NCW has come out with their report, NCRB has come out with the data,
Right, sir.
and why Madhya Pradesh is still one of the states where child marriages take place,
Right, sir.
representation of women, all those questions will come. And mind you, we are not here to judge your knowledge anymore.
Right, sir.
That was the job of your mates. It has been done. Here we are only interacting, trying to understand how, as a civil servant, you face a situation, how you react through that situation, how you build your case through
Yes,
that, and what kind of stand you are able to take, what kind of truthfulness you reflect through your words to the cause that you stand up for, or the argument that you take, and that's what we are assessing. That officer-like qualities, what all you have,
Right, sir.
and it is purely an interaction, like a junior officer is sitting in front of the senior person, a junior executive sitting in front of the board.
Right, sir.
That's about all. We are not here to judge. We just wanted to have an interaction with you.
Right, sir.
And look, now that your interview is over, you look a lot relaxed. Earlier, your hands were like what?
Yeah.
Now you are sitting like this.
Yes, sir.
So much better.
Right.
When you face the actual interview, sit like this.
Right.
And you are pushed back, your shoulders are straight out. Earlier, you were like this.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Don't do this. They are humans.
Yes.
But what is the worst case scenario?
I
Then you
won't
will
get
write
it.
the exam again.
Yeah.
That is the worst case scenario.
Yes.
How many people cracked mains?
Sir, 2,800 something.
Only.
Yes.
Look what you have achieved out of lakhs.
Sir.
So why not that confidence? Doesn't that confidence reflect on you?
Out of millions.
Yeah, out of millions. Look, so you are an achiever already.
Yes, sir.
Bring that achievement on your face.
Yes,
In your confidence, the way you walk in and sit. This chair is too high for you.
No. So actually, I'm not wearing appropriate footwear. Probably I was too conscious of that.
No, don't be. This is I was in any case pointing out his eye is fine.
No. I don't have a date yet, so I'm just trying out things.
So,
what
but these flip flops and casual sandals will not go
Yeah,
on that
definitely.
day,
No.
right?
Yes, sir.
That will not work. And I have told you that when is your interview?
I don't have a date here. Not in the
decided
first
yet.
phase.
So you have plenty of time.
Yeah.
So what we'll suggest to you is that you prepare a question for yourself.
Okay, sir.
You can take help of other people
Okay.
if you wish.
Yes, sir.
Like 80 to 100 questions from your DAF, your educational background, and whatever you have mentioned.
Yes, sir.
Like the Asia Pacific region, Indo-Pacific, you must know who all are there.
Yes, sir.
I'm surprised you didn't know about Indonesia.
I'm so sorry, sir.
Please don't hazard a guess about which you are not at least 40% sure.
Yes, sir.
Don't hazard a guess.
Yes, sir.
Like Indonesia, somebody against 70,000, 17,000, against 17,000, you said 2.
Yes, sir.
Well, won't work. So better is not to hazard. If you tell the board you don't know, it
Or
is
you will
much
be-
better. It means you have that integrity and honesty to accept your inadequacy
Yes, sir.
and accept that you are not supposed to know everything under the sun,
Yes, sir.
right? So prepare that question, list of questions on A4 sheet, each question on one sheet.
Yes, sir.
Don't write poetry on that.
Yes, sir.
Don't write prose on that. Just methodically points
Yes, sir.
of that question,
Yes, sir.
the answers, bullets, so that when you talk, each bullet should keep striking at the back of your mind. Okay, my next point is this. So make your answers should generally be shorter,
Yes, sir.
so that there is no scope for further discussions.
Got it, sir.
You should be answering to the point, right?
Okay, sir.
And if there is a longer question, longer answer, engage others.
Okay.
What happens is you keep answering one person.
Yes, sir.
Normally, what we say is that 60% you should be focusing on the poser of the question, of the panel member.
Okay.
40% your attention should be on others.
Okay, sir.
If somebody is nodding, somebody is in agreement, you find somebody shaking the head, you can look towards him and confidently continue with your answer.
Okay, sir.
And it does not mean that you should look at each member of the board. If question has come from him, you don't have to go all the way there.
Right, sir.
If you go up to him or to the middle, it's enough.
Right, sir.
So you are not supposed to be moving neck like this,
Right, sir.
right?
Right, sir.
And you have time, so don't carry that worried look on your face.
Yes, sir.
You have a charming smile. Impress people with that.
Yes, sir.
Your language is very good. Your diction is good. Your pronunciation is good. And I'm sure you have cracked the lanes, you have the knowledge also.
Yes, sir.
So just work on these areas, take our advice,
Yes,
and you will come out trumps.
You have been topper of your school. You should have confidence. Where is that confidence? Okay?
And you're a Sindhi girl. All, they have done well in the world. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All the
All the
best.
best.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.